How are you, Noah?
Good.
You doing great?
Yep.
You know, in this lesson, we gotta get straight to business, alright?
Okay.
So, first thing that many of us trombone players like to neglect is how many slide positions we have on the horn. You know, I remember when I first started playing trombone, and they told me, you got 7 positions. So I was like, 7 positions? And I was like, oh, just 7 positions. So that means every single note fits in those 7 positions? Wrong. Alright. That's wrong. You want to know why? Because the harmonic series on this instrument doesn't allow for that. So if I play an F in first position, that's incorrect because you're going to be sharp. So what you have to do is you have to make a little adjustment. Usually 98% of trombone players have to pull out on the first position F. So, let's let's just do it in first position, regular old first position. Whoa. Now play it. Now kick it out just a little bit, a little less, like about that much. Now, another thing we like to do is we like to. You're actually flat right now. So, can we look at your tuning slide? Oh man, that's it's pretty big. So for tuning's sake, gotta make sure you grease your tuning slide. So for tuning's sake, this trombone's a little sharp, so you could pull it to about that much. And play the F again. Play it in regular old first position. Now, you play it in a little flat first position. Not too flat, but a little flat. Wow, see? That was in tune. That was more in tune than the previous note. Because the trombone has many micro positions. For one note, it could be all the way in. Another note, flat first. Some notes a flat second, flat third, going down the harmonic series. And that causes for there to be so many different positions. It's not just 7. Like we were taught, the sham that we were taught in elementary and middle school and high school, throughout your whole life. Next thing that we should work on is articulation. This is very, very important because every piece you're going to play requires a certain type of articulation. Now I'm going to demonstrate just legato tonguing right now. So legato tongue is just a light do syllable on your trombone. So why don't you try that? Yeah. So I want you to just make sure your air's consistent and do it again. You were doing the right syllable. The do. Just like a light touch of your tongue to the top of your mouth. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now, and then the more contrasting articulation, the staccato. You know, most people think a staccato is just no. All staccato means it's that the note is separated, not not short. That's the common misconception in the musical world. So, you know, and the air's still consistent. Your tongue's just interrupting the airstream and separating the notes to get the staccato feel. The air is still consistent. You don't stop the air. You don't do the air in pulses. Nothing like that. All right. Why don't you try staccato? Hmm. That first. Think again. I feel like you're reverting to the way that most people do it. They think it's like short. Just keep the airstream consistent and just like here, like I'll demonstrate. Why don't you try that? Yeah, that's better. That's more consistent on your part right there. Now, another thing that us trombone players like to do is we like to do glissandos. So, simply what a glissando is, you know, if you haven't heard about it by now, then let me introduce you to it. So, most people, when they think about the trombone, the glissando is probably the first thing that comes to mind. We're one of the only instruments that can do this. You know, there's some certain instruments that can pull off the glissando, but not like the trombone. All right, why don't you try a glissando? Wow. See, you kept the airstream constant. And you know, we like to use the glissando as a practice method, actually. So, what it does is it keeps your airstream consistent and constant, and it doesn't allow for no break in between the air. So if you're practicing something that's supposed to be connected, you could just glisten. And that helps you play it. Helps you just play it consistent without any break in between. That's actually a good method. So, do you know we're gonna play the F concert F scale gliss at the same time. So, we're gonna start on the F. Yeah, so that's one way to get your scales to be quite consistent and even throughout. You know, another thing that I wish I would have heard when I first started playing trombone is it's playing like drums, playing around with drums. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download the trusty tonal energy tuner, and I'm going to put it on just temperament, and I'm going to sustain an open fifth. If you don't know what open fifth is, you're going to take the first scale degree of a scale and the fifth scale degree of a scale, and you're going to play those two notes together. So in this case, I'm going to do B flat and F. And so what you're going to do is just, you're going to play within that key, and this helps train your ear. So let's do this together. I'm gonna put this right here, and we're gonna play the B, just the first 5 notes of the B flat scale. And don't forget to unlock your slide. Hey, when that happens. So the more you do that, the better your ear becomes. And now it's going to help you in the long run when you start playing professionally. It's actually quite a nice lesson. Now, another thing I'd like to do is what we call tuning with other players. Most people, I could play by myself. Anyone can play by themselves. It's not the hardest thing in the world. But one thing that people need to start teaching more is playing with more than just yourself. Playing with, 2 to 3 to 4 people, anything other than yourself. So, we're just gonna try to match each other on any given note that I give you. And just try to match me as best as you can. Alright, so here's the first note. As we're out of tune, you can hear like the wavelengths, the waviness to the sound. And when you're in tune, the waves just, they just go away. And so here's another note. position, I tell you, that's the toughest position on trombone. It's no man's land down there, man, I tell you. Yeah. Another thing I like to do is, another thing to help you tune with other people is to just play octaves, So, play a note and I will play it an octave above or below it. Yeah. Play another note. Yeah. And so, one method that I like to do is I like to play the octave below that, and so I can hear it much easier the octave above. Just to get it in my ear. So you could do like since you have a straight tenor horn, your range isn't as wide as this bass trombone here. So I'm gonna ask you to play a low B flat and then a higher B flat. Yeah, see, good. You applied about the position thing. You went out for the high B flat because if you were just in regular old first position, you would have been sharp automatically, and it wouldn't sound as pleasing to the ear as it could have. And so, yeah, see, just implementing this all into your daily warm up, your daily schedule, all this can help you become quite the musician. If you are consistent and, you're a go-getter, we love go-getters in the musical world because they like to work hard and, get it. See, I have to go. I have to get it. No one's gonna give you all this. It's not gonna just fall in your hands, A job's not gonna be like, oh, there's a job. You have to work for it. Every pro that I've came into contact with have worked their butts off to become the level of a musician that most people can only dream of. Because, it's tough. So, I hope you take this lesson to heart and, you start applying everything. And, that's the main thing that you have to do. It's just you have to go out and apply. Anyone, it's like school, they could tell you all this stuff. But if you don't apply it, you don't take the information and apply it, then you don't learn anything. You don't get better. You don't get smarter. It's just the same as an instrument. If you are told stuff and you don't apply it, your musical intelligence is going to suffer. So, it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson, Thank you for coming out.